Namaste to all my viewers. Welcome back to my channel. Today's recipe are the ones that no one wants to miss to enjoy, no matter what age you stand at. In all, I'm gonna make 3 recipes, out of which the first recipe platter and 2 dishes. So altogether 3 dishes, all in red. That sounds yummy, right? So today I'm gonna make waffle, crepes and churros. All got the red velvet flavor, and these are going to be vegan and healthy. So what's the wait for? Let's get started. I got to mention something here before I start. Here I have used beetroot juice for the red color. In case if you're following JAIN food, you can omit that and you can use food dye or food red color in place of the beetroot juice. I'm using beetroot chunks which I had already pre-steamed for 10 minutes. These are kind of half cooked. They will go into the mixer jar for 3 to 4 pulses. We need to grind it into a very fine pulp, and if you're following a JAIN recipe, you can use strawberries, cranberries or dragon fruit in the place of beetroot. You can also use a combination of apple and pomegranate, but you need to strain to remove all the seeds from the juice. Into this pulp, I am adding oats milk and vanilla essence. You can also use extract of vanilla for more prominent and fresh flavor. Mix it well and strain this mixture to separate the coarse pulp from the juice. And now our red natural organic base color is ready. It looks so lovely, right? In this I put extra virgin oil along with that coconut sugar. You can use any sugar, date, palm or sugarcane. Add little cinnamon powder, salt, corn flour or arrowroot powder, which is also called as arrowroot starch. Then I add in small batches of Emmers wheat flour. And if you want to make it gluten-free, you can take the ratio 1:1 with the combination of oatmeal and the tapioca flour. I will very well mix these base ingredients to form a very thick batter-like consistency. Keep it aside for 15 to 20 minutes to get it soaked. Guys, one thing's to be sorry here. My camera has missed the slight part when I was adding cocoa powder and lemon juice to this mixture. So after adding those, I will add baking powder just before when I start making my waffles or crepes. Once you have added the baking powder, you will mix the batter very nicely to make it a very smooth consistency. And if you require more vegan milk, so you can add it more to thin it out. Make sure there are no lumps into this batter. Pouring waffle batter into my preheated waffle maker, covering it well, and once it's cooked till it gets crispier on both the sides, I'll remove it from the waffle maker. Once it's done, and if you want them to be more crispier than the usual ones, you can also bake them into the OTG or oven for 5 to 7 minutes more. And the remaining batter, I'll add more vegan milk to make a little watery consistency for the crepes to spread nicely without any help of spoon or ladle. You can see how thin the batter looks. I'll turn my pan all the sides for it to get scattered all around, cooking it on a very low flame. We need to cook it till it gets softer on the bottom. You can see how the bubbles are forming on the surface layer. This is the time when we turn it over for the other side to cook well. Ensure you don't over roast or make the crepes crispier, as they dry and break once they have cooled down. So we are all done with the crepes too now. And now it's time for the final garnish, which is my favorite task. I'm drizzling some handmade black chocolate sauce along with piping some cheese cream into these small cubicles. And along with that, I'm gonna put some blueberries, which are the dried ones. Along with that, the basil leaves to give it a very stunning look. You may use any toppings or garnish as per your choice. And this looks now so tempting. And here my kids can't stop themselves from having this yummy looking waffles. which are way better than the waffles that you get out in the store. And the same garnishing goes for the crepes too. You may also fill in the fruits of your own choice inside the crepes and fold them. These both recipes also goes very well with ice creams and Nutella. You need to give a try on these both recipes for sure, and I'm very sure your kids are going to like it and would never ask for the ones from the outside. Let's move on to our third recipe, the red velvet churros. These I had baked in this video, but if you want you can fry them. The same recipe can be adapted. Honestly, I have to mention the baked ones taste little different than the fried ones, but not so healthy option each time if you have to eat them the fried way. For the dough, I am using rice flour and Emmers wheat flour. Here I am using the ratio of 70:30. To this I am adding cornstarch. You may use any starch you have in your kitchen counter. And here adding bura and cocoa powder. I'll save this to break all the lumps from the cocoa powder. Some of you must be wondering what is bura. It's a kind of yellowish sugar granules which is manufactured especially in the northern part of India. It's made of cane sugar juice, which is a very healthier option for the people who wants to opt for a better sugar organic way. So after this I am adding baking powder and cinnamon powder. So now the dry premix is ready. Let's keep this aside. Now I'll start with the wet mix. For the coconut milk, taking coconut milk powder and little water from the amount I am going to use it for the recipe. If you are using the milk from the ready-made Tetra packs, you can use half and half ratio, that is the milk and the water. Or if you're making the fresh coconut milk at home using the coconut meat, the measurement has to be right. These liquid ratios for the coconut has to stay same as the total water measurement I'm going to take here in the recipe. Adding vanilla essence and wood cold pressed coconut oil. You may add melted vegan butter also. Pour all the leftover amount of water into this and mix it well. You may add salt, which is optional. Once done, I will dry whip the premix to make it lump free. And now I'll heat the coconut paste onto the high flame, continuously stirring it till it starts bubbling and steaming. At this point, I will switch off the flame and add in all the dry mix along with the red food color. You may omit the red food color if you don't want to put. This is for those who want to make the JAIN way, and if you're using the beetroot, you don't need to put the red color into this. I had already prepared the raw beetroot juice in hand before. I'll take it off the flame and add this beetroot juice, mix it well. And once it's done, I'll put it back onto the flame for 2 to 3 minutes to cook again. I am reheating this because this will enhance more deeper red color into the dough. The heating process always intensifies the color. And for the JAIN recipe, you will add more vegan milk or water, the same measurement as the beetroot juice I have used here. At this point, it's very sticky and lumpy mixture, which I will let it cool down for some time. Once it's cooled down, you may also knead it with the hand so that it can become soft and smoother. I am preparing my tray and oven by preheating it for 15 minutes and laying a sheet of parchment paper onto my tray. For piping, I am using a big star nozzle. I wish to try with the Sultana nozzle too. Let's see if that comes out or it works well too. I had cooled down the dough completely and I'll fill it into the piping bag. Since this dough is very sticky and a bit hard, so silicone piping bags works better here. I had one, but the hole was too small for these both nozzles to fit in. For this plastics one, you will need a bit more pressure while laying down the churro sticks onto the tray. While you fill and press down the dough, take care that no air pockets inside the piping bag stays. Once I pipe them, I let them to chill in the refrigerator for about 15 to 20 minutes for them to bit harden, and this ensures that there will be a less spreading or no spreading of dough while baking. Once chilled, take them out and pop them into the oven and bake them for about 25 to 30 minutes at 180 degrees centigrade. Once done, let them be inside for 10 more minutes to form up. That makes them stay more crispier later also. If you want to like them fried, then you may put these chilled churros directly into the hot oil and fry till crisp and strong. While I was piping using Sultana nozzle, the first blob was a utter failure. I think the dough wasn't working because it was too hard, and in this nozzle I think the hardness would not just stay. Maybe, yeah. But if you are giving a try, do let me know in the comment box if you have done it and it has turned good out for you. I would be very curious to know that. And so for me, I have switched here back to the star nozzle, and instead of the long churros line, I did some rosettes. These turned out to be great in the design and looks. These two were chilled in for 20 minutes. I did a small experiment here. I tried spraying some water over them before I bake, and I wanted to see the outcome, if there will be a difference with the spraying of water and without the spraying of water. But what I could make out that it didn't make much difference later on. This tip was seen in one of the videos on the YouTube which I wanted to try on. So doesn't matter, sprayed or unsprayed, it stays crisp even after baking. You can see how lovely they got baked without any base sticking to the baking sheet. They are coming off so easily, just like you have done them on the non-stick pan. And for the outer sugar covering, I had used here bhura. I added pinch of salt and cinnamon powder to it. When the churros were done, I brushed them lightly with a coat of coconut oil for the sheen and also so that the bhura sticks onto the surface. This is done because here we have baked them, so the sugar, the bhura won't stick to it. Yes, but if you are frying them, you may need not do this. You can omit this step because anyways the bhura will stick to the oily surface once you have fried them. At last, the most healthiest way of making delicious dessert recipes are shared in this video. Now I'm sure you won't suppress yourself or your desire or craving to have some of this sweet dish. All guilt-free, healthy, yummy, red velvet version of the Waffles Crepes and Churros are ready. Have them in your breakfast, lunch or dinner, whenever you want to have them. These were the few recipes from my kitchen. I will tag in more healthier recipes below in the description box for your more reference. Do let me know if you are enjoying all these recipes on my channel. And for the next video, stay tuned, stay fit, stay healthy. Bye bye.